Well, as you know, I've got a master's degree in direct marketing in a program that was called the Integrated Marketing Communications Program, where they were, it was a big buzzword in the 90s, and they were just trying to teach advertising and marketing students or grad students to go into ad agencies and be strategic generalists who could look at a situation and say, yes, everyone's vying for the advertising budget, and the direct marketing team says they want some money, and the advertising team and the PR team, but that's not necessarily what's best for the client. All those things have value, but you're right, in different amounts for different situations, and having somebody who understood all of those things and could apply them in the right levels to a company's marketing goals or needs, it was a critical new way of thinking about business, not just saying, we need 25% of the budget to go to advertising and 25% to go here, just so each team has something to do.
Yeah,
so.
And I mean, truly, not to blow smoke, but you are one of the smartest marketers and salespeople that I know or have ever met or heard of. And you do, whenever we're in a situation, you look at your toolkit full of marketing tools and pull out whatever is appropriate. And just as advice to anyone listening, if you're working with a marketing expert and they are prescribing their brand of marketing, so to speak, for every problem, you probably want to be aware. You want to send a little flag up and say, you know what, maybe I need to, broaden my horizons a little bit. And on the other hand, if once in a while they're saying, my method of marketing probably isn't best for this situation, we might want to get another expert, or you might want to try something else, then you're probably dealing with someone that is more aware and knows these different things. And the fourth component of altitude is people. And there's a fundamental truth in business that you essentially can't escape. There are very few people that have ever escaped this one, if any, and that is, if you're going to have any large success, it's going to be through the efforts of many other people. And people don't wake up in the morning and say, I want to find someone to tell me what to do. Right? That's not what we do. And if you want to attract what we call stars, the best of the best, the highest quality professionals, you need to create an environment that those kinds of people want to be in. And it's not an environment that is like old school business where they come in and they're being told what to do. I've had the good fortune over the last several years to meet a bunch of very successful business people, several of them billionaires. And whenever I get a chance to meet one of these people at a conference or through an introduction or whatever, I always try to take the opportunity to ask them a question. And a lot of the questions I ask them are about people and talent and spotting talent. And I was at a conference, and I got to ask Eric Schmidt, the CEO of Google, who's a billionaire, a question. And I said, Eric, you guys have been spectacular at attracting star talent, right? Just the best of the best people. What have you learned about attracting and retaining these people? And he said something that it was direct, it was clear, it was powerful, and it instantly rang true. And what he said is that stars, A players, the best, they work for impact, not for money. They work for impact. They want to affect things. They can get the money anywhere. They're a star. They're in demand. They want to make a difference in the world. And so if you're going to create a fast-growing business that's going to free you and run under its own power and attract star professionals, what you're going to have is an environment that lets them make a lot of decisions, lets them contribute, and lets them make an impact. And there's a formula for doing it. And then the last thing in the business is systems. And this is the area that everyone kind of goes, this sounds like the boring, kind of work where you got to build the systems infrastructure. And because I don't want to take too much time here, and I know we're running out of time anyway, I'll just say that there are a couple of different philosophies that I've seen, main philosophies when it comes to building systems in businesses. And one philosophy, you might kind of call it the franchise philosophy, or the philosophy that Michael Gerber of E-Myth fame espouses, which is design every system so that people that have the lowest possible level of skill can run them. Create standard operating procedures and manuals for every single thing in the business. And then, to his credit, Michael Gerber says, now don't hire people that have the lowest possible level of skill. You want to find good people, but make it so that the lowest possible level of skill can do it. And the other side is what my buddy Dean Jackson and I call the Harvard model, which is when you go to Harvard, they don't have everything organized so that people at the lowest possible level of skill, they go find the smartest, best talent in the world, and they say, you develop everything custom. Right? And in a business, depending on what kind of business that you have, you may want to use more of one or more of the other, but the general rule of thumb is the more repetitive a process is, the more you want to develop a standard operating procedure and a manual and a standard way of doing it, and the more complex a process is, and the less often that it happens, the more you're going to need kind of trained, talented experts who know how to deal with these kinds of situations, right? So if you're building McDonald's and or Starbucks, and you've already got 3,000 of them built, and you know how the whole thing works, you can go in and make a procedure for just about every single thing in there. And any problem that's going to come up, you've probably dealt with before, and any exceptions that happen, you can have a system for even dealing with those. So it's like, here's the book, go to school, learn this manual, and run the thing. On the other hand, if you're building a Google, and every single thing that you're doing is new and cutting edge, and you're going to build a new piece of technology that incorporates pictures from space with, location mapping and directions and dynamically creating stuff, at the touch of a button, well, you're probably going to want to have some of the best computer scientists in the world and the smartest talent, so you can say, hey, we've got an idea, and then these people will go build this custom one-off thing that will work really well. So we have methods, of course, and systems for building standard operating procedures and manuals, and we teach all that kind of stuff, but you also have to take into account these other things, and there are ways of approaching that too. So the 5 components that we teach, and the 5 things that you really need to pay attention to in your business are you, your market, your marketing, your people, and your systems. And if you can get all those things nailed down and invest some time, effort, and energy in each of those, and make sure you're evolving in each of those areas as you grow, and as you're doubling and tripling your business every year, you can be ahead of the curve, and I think you can build a business that sets you free and gives you more life.
I agree. I'm very excited about Altitude. Where would people find more information about Altitude if they wanted to check it out?
Very simple. Just go to getaltitude.com. GETALTITUDE. And by the way, on there we're going to have a bunch of great free videos that we're going to be giving away, a lot more of the content, interviews with me, other things like that, even some free software. So get out there and sign up.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, this has been incredibly enlightening, and I think it'll be very valuable to everyone who's just watched it. And I want to just thank you for taking the time to share it. I know you're going to be incredibly successful and making a big contribution to business people and entrepreneurs with your Altitude program. And that's all I have, unless there's anything else you want to share or say.
No, thank you for organizing this and putting it together. It's been fun. You dug into my mind and got stuff out of me that I haven't thought about in a lot of cases in years.
Cool. All right, man. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.